From the other side of the Footlights, here is WHRO FM critic M.D. Ridge.
The Virginia Chorale's Great American Songbook concert, February 18th at Eastern Shore Chapel, was a stylish and heartfelt decade-by-decade tribute to the composers and lyricists who shaped American popular music in the first half of the 20th century. 14 a cappella singers under the sure direction of Charles Woodward started off with O Susanna by 19th century composer Stephen Foster, considered the father of American song. It had a spiffy, up-tempo arrangement by the great Alice Parker and Robert Shaw. Born in Russia and brought to the U.S. at the age of 5, Irving Berlin wrote more than 3,000 songs. Was Alexander's Ragtime Band, sung in a cheerful arrangement by Robert Page. Born in America, Jerome Kern was a huge success on Broadway and later in movies. His songs, a departure from earlier musicals, were meant to move the plot along or develop a character. His lovely ballad, All the Things You Are, with lyrics by Oscar Hammerstein II, received a tender treatment of the arrangement by Steve Kolb. The concert was sponsored by the family and friends of Virginia Vale Kolb, a longtime member of the chorale from when it was the Norfolk Pro Musica. Kern's I Won't Dance has 2 sets of lyrics, the first by Hammerstein, later rewritten by Dorothy Fields for the musical Roberta. The chorale, with soloist Bryson Mortensen and Marshall Severin, gave the lyrics their charming sense of play in a bouncy arrangement by Alexander Lestrange. George Gershwin's jazzy I Got Rhythm featured soloist Corbin Thomas Pinto's light, seemingly effortless high notes, while Mortensen and Severin were the soloists for Cole Porter's languorous and musically unconventional Begin the Beguine. Another Cole Porter tune, I've Got You Under My Skin, featured 3 soloists, Scott Christman, Severin, and Sarah Fruit Gallo, in an arrangement by Lestrange. Edward Kennedy Ellington, known to all as Duke Ellington, wrote more than 2,000 pieces of music and was awarded both the French Legion of Honor and the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the U.S. Swedish arranger Anders Edenroth incorporated multi-part scat syllables doing honor to Ellington's sense of cool style. Vincent Yeomans was a Broadway and Academy Award-winning film composer who worked with most of the great lyricists of his day. The lyrics for Without a Song were by Billy Rose and Edward Eliscu. Bonnie Lambert Baxter's Rich Alto gave the romantic arrangement by Kirby Shaw a sure sense of melody. Steve Kelly was a soloist for When I Fall in Love by Chicago-born Victor Young, with lyrics by Edward Heyman in an arrangement by Phil Hazelton. One of the nicest works on the program was Richard Rodgers' My Funny Valentine, whose unforgettable lyrics were by Lawrence Hart. The chorale outdid themselves in an arrangement by Bob Kronstadt. The Wizard of Oz was far from Harold Arlen's only hit. The chorale radiated joy in the upbeat, tricky rhythms of Get Happy and Accentuate the Positive in Robert Page's marvelous medley arrangement. The final selection was a modern classic by Leonard Cohen, who had died only 3 months before. His iconic Hallelujah, in a lovely arrangement by Pentatonics, featured soloist Gary Montgomery, John Tyndall, Elise Ramos-Crepcho, and Corbin Pinto, with surprisingly effective body percussion by Severin. Cohen wrote in a completely different style from Broadway and film composers, but his work was perfectly at home in their company. On Saturday, February 25th, at OS Shalom Temple in Norfolk, the chorale's major fundraising gala will feature a silent auction and the Great American Song Bag, Take 2. For details, see their website at virginiachorale.org. The final concert of the season will be Rachmaninoff's all-night vigil, taken from the Russian Orthodox Church's ceremony before major feasts. But don't let the all-night description put you off. The chorale will perform the work in an hour or so. From the other side of the Footlights, I'm M.D. Ridge.